Brown girls, marriage will not give you freedom you were promised.
Good way to start the day.
I don't know what brown girl needs to hear
Oh
this,
my
but you will
god.
not get that freedom by getting married. You will not. I used to aspire so hard to marriage for the wrong reasons. I thought once I got married that I would get financial freedom. I would get all sorts of freedom, just like freedom to do whatever I wanted, freedom to see
What?
the world by myself.
Hold on. Financial freedom when you get married? Isn't it the
Yeah.
other way around? Like people go into debt?
People do get into yeah. You don't get, that is the wrong reasons to get into a marriage.
Back up a little bit. I want to see how she started that. Like she goes, I don't know. Where's the first thing she says?
Okay, I'm gonna restart this.
Okay, fine. Restart it.
I don't know what brown girl needs to hear this, but you will not get that freedom by getting married. You will not. I used to aspire so hard to marriage for the wrong reasons. I thought once I got married that I would get financial freedom. I would get all sorts of freedom, just like freedom to do whatever I wanted, freedom to see the world by myself, freedom of independence.
Bro, what the hell are you talking about? Is she okay?
You get married, you go with another person, right? Like you have a husband.
So she's pretty much saying she wants to get married and do everything in her life on her own.
Yeah.
And why are you getting married then?
Aren't you supposed to do all those things before you get married that you can do all those things
Travel.
alone?
She literally said travel on my own. First of all, traveling on your own is kind of boring. I mean, some people can do it.
Some people.
I'm not one of those people.
Solo travelers, yeah, backpackers and all that stuff. But this already started off like
It's already started off with a punch.
the brain cells
Yeah.
are not moving here.
And who like tries that? Like, what you aspire to get married for those reasons? Like,
Well, okay, I can see like people because like maybe their family members are like their parents are very controlling. Because brown families are a little bit like that, right? You can't go travel alone. You can't go places alone, right?
right.
But and then you wait till you're married, and then you do all those things with your husband
Yeah.
or your wife, and that's when like a little bit of freedom. That's the reality. Like that's
Like freedom from your house
yeah
situations.
right?
So, but I don't know what the other things she's saying are just funny.
The way she's saying it is like hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to travel alone.
On my own. Okay, let's see the next one.
Independence, just learning to be independent on myself. It isn't now until my education journey has now reached my second year of law school where I realized that freedom is found by yourself, by getting self-independence, by education. And that is such a privileged take for me to say because obviously I didn't get this education without the help and support of my parents. They still supported me in so many ways, but it was in law school and like seeing all my other like family members get married and stuff where I was like, oh my God, brown in-laws are worse than your own brown parents. And brown girls are told this mythical lie that you are going to get all of this freedom the minute you get married, when in fact, in reality, I've seen most brown daughter-in-laws be treated so poorly by their brown in-laws. It is actually an epidemic in our community. Like, we actually need to really fix this because it's
She's gonna be a lawyer. Holy, I would never hire her as a lawyer. She should be a paralegal at best.
People that want to be lawyers that can't be a lawyer, that shouldn't be a lawyer. I
don't think she has the mental
capacity.
to be a lawyer. I'm sorry.
Listen,
The hate, come on. Look at her. You would hire her as a lawyer for anything? For anything.
no, I don't know. I don't know if I would hire her.
Anyways, I mean, that's just...
The fact that she's trying to start a movement or saying that
There's no movement.
the brown parents. Listen, a lot of the times those negative things that happen between a daughter or mother-in-law or father-in-law, like the in-laws, is usually the daughter that's like married into the family. She's probably the problem. And then it becomes
a
a
slippery
problem from
slope,
there.
buddy. That is a slippery slope.
I don't know. You might find
Can't
that
say that. I mean, you can't clap with one hand, as we say in Punjabi,
okay,
right? There's both sides, but she's just taking it to an extreme level.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that she had to wait that long to figure out like some normal life lessons is pretty stupid. Like, come on, man. You have to go to law school to figure that out, or to be in law school to see what other girls are actually doing.
True.
Man, come on, man. It's a long video though. Jeez.
It's rooted in such deep misogyny and control of women. And it's something I'm not proud of as a South Asian. Like, it makes me so upset we have that in our culture, because it has made me like very distant from our culture for that reason. I don't know how many brown women that I know that the minute they get married, they're being pressured by their in-laws to quit their jobs to raise kids, pressured by their in-laws to start having babies before they are ready, after they previously have said so many times that they don't want that, pressured by their in-laws to stop dressing a certain way over and over again, and so controlled by their in-laws, controlled in a different way than they were ever controlled by their parents and when they were single. And it's sad because being married doesn't give you that freedom that you were promised as a brown girl. We are taught from birth to aspire to marriage. Okay, marriage and making an empire and a family. And I understand where that generational trauma comes from. I understand why it is so.
There's no more brown girls that actually don't think like this. I feel like the narrative now is exactly what she's like putting out there in the world, you know. And the more Indian girls see this, the more Punjabi girls see this, the more they're just like, yeah, that's like the gospel now. Like, don't get married, wait till you're whatever 40, and then you can't find anybody because you're 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some truth to those things, sure. Like, there's some truth to that.
Okay.
But yeah, like the whole, like, I don't know. There's ways to like do it. I think she's just taking an extreme.
Yeah, I don't think it's
viewpoint.
Okay, I haven't been through it yet, so I don't know. Right? I can say she hasn't been through it either. She's just seeing it from a different level. She's seeing it from an outside perspective, right? Because she's not married, right? She says
I hope
in
not.
law school.
And after this, nobody's gonna want to marry her.
I don't know. Okay, do you think that like the fact that like, okay, we understand women want to be independent, women want to be strong, but do you think that like women are also forgetting that the role that they are supposed to play?
They don't want to. That role right now in our
Culture?
lifetime culture is completely changed.
Yeah.
Because most of them actually. But then you see some girls or some women who are like, I don't want to work after. I just want to stay at home, take care of the kids, take care of the house. I don't want to work.
Where are those women?
Again, remember I was telling you who actually wants to work? Nobody wants to work.
No.
Who actually wants to go out there and work?
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me just get paid for doing this thing for this company. Like, nobody wants to do that. I don't understand why they feel like they really want to do that. All like get up in the morning, go punch a card somewhere. Like, you can still be independent. You can still be financially good, but I mean,
look, it's great. It's great that like women want to like if she's in law school and she's gonna become a lawyer. It's great. Like it's good that you want to have a career in your life.
Yeah,
right?
everybody should aspire for something.
But then you can't at the same time be like, I also want to have a family. I also want to have kids. I also want to do all those things. Like, when does that come into like? If men and women are supposed to be, you know, moving forward in their life in some way,
and the guy stays home, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
When do you make the time for that? Like, I know we're so career focused, but when do you go live your life if you're so career focused? Like, I understand, like, women, I'm not saying women's only role is to be a housewife or, you know, to contribute just by giving kids and having a family and making that.
Why is that so played down?
No, but isn't the scale? Yeah, why is that so played down?
Because they're playing it down.
I understand like motivated high-end careers. I want to be independent. I want to be an independent boss. I want to make my own money. I want to do all those. I understand those women, right? And that's like kind of the generation that we're growing up in right now, is that's all these women want to do. And they're forgetting that, like, I think the scale has tipped too far.
Way too far. We should have had a girl on this channel right now. She could give us some
insight. Yeah, that's true. No, but like again, I want like my sister, right? Your sister has a high-end career, like she's a doctor, right? Oh, both your like sisters done really well, right? But then they also had those family values of having kids, which, right?
But there was a time where they didn't work and they just wanted to also stay home, and that was their thing, and they enjoyed it. Like, they actually took pleasure in being a mother, being a wife, and being a, what do you call it, homemaker?
Yeah.
So like being at home, like they took pleasure. They didn't sit at home and like cry the whole time about the fact that they're at home.
Yeah.
Again, having a supportive partner is key,
Exactly.
right? If you have somebody that's like there with you and doesn't put like everything of the home on you, which is also not realistic. You should be sharing. Guys are obviously working, but that doesn't mean they can't come home and do the laundry or something. Or
Yeah.
do things in the house, man. Like
Share
you
the
should be sharing
responsibility.
that.
Yeah.
Taking care of the kids is like completely a full-time thing. Like
Yeah.
you can't move this way, that way. So it becomes exhausting. Like I go play with my niece sometimes for an hour and I'm exhausted. Like it's work.
Yeah.
So you should be sharing it, but that doesn't mean that you have to take this approach, which is the completely like I didn't know how independent I was, and I'll just
like I don't have
much.
freedom anymore.
I don't have freedom anymore.
Like
what?
like I don't know. Maybe I was just having a reality check the other day. I was just like driving, and like when I'm driving, I'm like thinking like that's all that's going through my head, and I'm like, man, I'm 30 years old. Like I'm halfway through like average, right? I'm almost halfway through my life, right? The only goal that we all strive for is financial freedom.
It's money,
right? money. And then by the time you get to that age where you're like financially free, you like, okay, now I want to have a family, but then you're too old at that time.
Too old, yeah.
And then
there's an age to obviously do it.
It's just so weird, right?
There's pros and cons to doing it at a certain.
I think the balance is lost.
Yeah.
I think the balance in like understanding that family is also a big role, right? Your mothers and your parents, like they've supported you enough for you to get to lost.
But the problem right now, let me tell you something. The problem is that the family it's not like a very, I think a lot for Desi girls, I think, it's not a very like positive spin on family anymore.
No.
Oh, no, they're like that. Like when you say family, kids and in-laws, everything there has some type of like negative association with it.
Yeah.
So family now isn't like, oh, like that's going to be great. I'm going to have a family. I'll have a husband. That's like, forget about it. That's like, oh, I'm going to put that off for the longest. Wait. I got to do these things first.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some friends that are just happy. They get married a lot earlier and they don't have that. I got to be independent. I got to have my own career. They're happy in their house and with their kids, and that's it. Their expectations are just very different,
Yeah.
They don't have these crazy expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the expectations are a little unrealistic, but I don't know.
So important to have marriage. I am a huge proponent of marriage still. This is not me being anti-marriage in any way.
What?
Brown people have thrived in America.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This
girl is so out to... I want to hear some of the comments on this, but
please, I got some comments on this. 1 second.
In American communities in general, because we deeply rely on each other's interpersonal connections and community, and marriage is how you build that. Marriage should still be aspired to in the sense of you should strive to have a healthy relationship with someone and build a healthy family with someone that is there for you, supports your goals. But you have to be in a position where you know what your goals are and you can advocate for your own goals. And frankly, brown men need to stand up to their parents. A lot of brown men actually truly do want to control their wives and stuff, but instead they take the reins off and let their insane moms and aunties and stuff then like control their wives and talk.
She keeps touching her hair. I'm so distracted right now. She's touching her hair, man.
Did you just miss the whole brown?
I definitely heard that.
Okay, brown. I'm gonna word this in a way where I don't offend anybody. Brown boys are mama's boys. Okay, we understand that. We get it.
They are.
But at the same time, you have to understand that like your parents are the ones that brought you up. Just like how we want to treat, like you want expect brown boys to treat your moms like they're my own mom, right?
Yeah. That's the thing,
right? The balance also again needs to be there. It needs to be an equal. You have to respect my mom. I have to respect my mom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna respect your mom.
I feel like there's always a power dynamic though with like the daughter-in-law and like the mom. There's always gonna be there. There's always gonna be that. It takes a certain woman to not get into that like situation. Strong, not gonna deal with bullshit obviously, and call the husband out when he's not supporting her and he's taking the mom side. A lot of brown guys do just jump on the mom bandwagon. Like they'll take the mom side even if she's doing things that are
Might be a little
offside.
crazy. Yeah.
Like they can't. You can't do that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
You gotta have like boundaries, of course, especially when there's somebody like if your partner and then you have your mom is trying to like get in on everything, like the kids situation, right?
Yeah.
Like if your parents are telling you
They just want grandkids, man. Some people just want grandkids.
they want grandkids, but you can have that conversation with them and be like, listen, like we'll have grandkids at the time that we feel is right for us. Right? If you're as a partner, we're working on financial freedom or working on getting, some goals that we want to attain.
Well, maybe stop spending like 100 grand on a wedding, and then you wouldn't have to be so in debt.
Exactly.
To start off with.
There's that too. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna continue.
Talk to them crazy. And I feel so bad stereotyping this way. Like, I don't mean to stereotype this way, but it is so bad. It is so bad in the brown community. Like, this control and want over controlling women is insane. And it's crazy because we are told to prioritize education over everything else until your marriage age. And then everyone's asking you, like, you could be a triple PhD and your parents will not care. The community will not care unless you are married. And that is so upsetting to me. Like, I just wish in family dynamics, and I'm very lucky to have grown up.
Because what will people say?
Such an independent woman. Hold on a second. This thing is full of so many, like, she's just contradicting herself every sentence. The more she talks, the more she keeps contradicting herself.
Yeah.
Like, pull it together, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Some of the things are just, like, stupid now. Like, she just doesn't know what I don't think she even knows what she actually
saying
anymore.
Yeah.
She's done.
Up in a family dynamic where, like, my well-being was seen equal to my brother's as a man. Like, my goals and wants were seen equal to them. And it was a very serious talk with my parents when I was like, I don't see myself ever marrying into, and explaining to them the reasons why, explaining to them I want to become a lawyer. I want to live my life before I'm married. And for some reason, these brown moms allow their sons to do whatnot and go to the script club every night and drink every night. And they don't find it an issue, but they find it an issue when a brown girl lives her life remotely and thinks she's too experienced. Some weird purity culture shit. I don't see myself succumbing to the pressure of quitting my job once I have children. I want to practice as a lawyer for a long time. And it was crazy, like, how many, like, brown families, when my parents, like, told them, they're, like, excited that I got into law school, and then, like, without my permission, they were just giving out my biodata, and so many of them were like, does she want to work? Like, we like that she's educated, but we don't want her to use her degree. We just want our mothers to be educated so our children know the value of education. Like, what? And, like, I don't see myself succumbing to the pressures of my in-laws. Like, I don't see myself being docile enough to be with that. And a lot of brown people in our community knew that about me.
Okay, turn her off. Nice. She would be the daughter-in-law from hell. Bro. Can I say that? She would be a psycho, man. And then people wonder why. When people wonder why guys aren't getting married. Anyways.
No, okay.
Like, how are you going to practice law after you have kids if you want to take care of the kids? Do you know, like...
No, listen, how many women have high-end careers and have kids and then go back to their high-end careers?
Like, none.
None?
Like, seriously?
Seriously?
You think they're going to have kids, take care of the kids, and continue in a very high-end career? You know how much time that actually takes, man?
Okay, but look at...
Like, a lawyer. You know how much time a lawyer takes?
Yeah.
That's why so many women that go... Actually, lawyers specifically, when they have kids, they don't go back to the firm. It's too much.
Okay, but like, look at doctors. Doctors have kids.
Yeah.
Women doctors have kids.
Right.
And then they go back and become doctors.
Yeah,
but they might have a support system, like a nanny.
Yeah,
sure. They can afford it because they're financially there.
Sure.
Right? They might have their husbands that are taking care of it because their husbands might be, doing something else. Right?
That's fair. I get what you're saying. I could be a little off there.
So,
but I just
you can still have a career.
I just don't. Yeah, whatever.
I think the narrative of playing like the women, like your parents or
she's playing the victim card way too much.
Yeah,
like fuck it.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I'm so done with this video.
Me too.
Fuck this.
I can't. I was gonna go in the comments because like some of the comments was like
done. We're not doing comments. Let's do one comment.
Okay.
I hope I didn't comment on this. Mine at the top always.
Like, okay, so one comment here: women have a very short window of being able to have a family. Prioritizing freedom during that time comes with a huge long-term cost.
It's fair. It's fair.
See, women.
That's a good comment, and it's true that there is a time. I think that you probably, I hate to use the word should, but maybe it's the better time to do it as opposed to later on.
Yeah,
We're
like
gonna be talking about women and giving birth.
again, the one thing that some of the women just, I don't know, I don't understand it for myself, is like women that know that they want kids, they want to live a life,
Because
right?
they can't find a guy. What the hell?
I don't get it why they don't just get like, because as
You know,
older you get, your biological clock
Yeah,
is-
like you have to find the right person to want to have that kid, bro.
Kid with,
You're not just like, okay, I'm like 30, so you gotta find a guy and like start
Yeah.
having a kid. You gotta find the right guy.
yeah.
And right now, find the right guy. Good luck. That's how we're gonna end this.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, make sure you guys let us know your guys' thoughts and comments. Keep hitting that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video. This is gonna be interesting.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting.